Hey guys, welcome back to WatchGauge. First of all, I want to thank you for always tuning in, for commenting, and for coming on by both the YouTube channel, the Facebook page, our website, and most importantly, for longevity here, for being a client and buying watches from us. So if you guys have seen the last few episodes on YouTube, as well as a couple of other things we've done on social, you'll know that I've been teasing out that I have a new brand. Now, this brand is, as I'd mentioned before, not a micro brand. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I will continue to focus on micro brands. However, this one particular brand, I've absolutely loved for well over 15 years. Now, in the last couple of episodes, you guys actually came up with some pretty good guesses as to what they might be. Tudor, Oris, Seiko, and a handful of others. All of these brands are all fantastic, and trust me, I would love to actually carry all of these on WatchGauge. However, this brand is a little bit different. It is a brand that, in my opinion, every single watch guy I know either has one or has had one or is looking for one. The reason being is that it is probably one of the most durable, hardest, toughest, meanest, coolest watches on the market, and let's reveal it. Check this out. Boom, G-Shock is the brand. I am really excited about this one. Let me tell you why. About 19 years ago, when I got into the watch business, I owned two watches. I owned a G-Shock, which I wore pretty much every day, whether I was surfing, fishing, working, almost doing anything. The other watch, just as a point of reference, was a Tag Heuer 6000 series that was actually my very first nice watch, which is a story in and of itself, which maybe I'll get into in a future episode. But G-Shock, I bought myself because I felt like I needed and wanted a watch that could withstand all of the stuff that I did. Now, at the time, I was surfing often, I was skiing, I was doing anything I could to invoke adrenaline and adventure. The only watch that I could think of at that time that I could wear and not worry about a single thing about it was a G-Shock. And that same premise, that same thought is still my philosophy today. Now, yes, I wear many of my watches doing things I probably shouldn't do, but I can tell you at this point over the last 18 or 19 years, I probably have about 4 or 5 G-Shocks in my personal collection that I keep very accessible almost at all times. To be honest with you, I always have one in my console in my truck, just in case I'm going to be doing something that requires a watch to get beat on. The other point is that, as I mentioned before, almost every watch guy I've ever met or ever spoken to either owns a G-Shock or says, I should own a G-Shock. I don't care if you collect Patek Philippe's, Langes, and Richard Milles, or if you collect micro brands or Seikos or anything in between. A G-Shock is an essential tool for almost any situation that you're gonna do that requires a really tough watch. So again, my appeal to having G-Shock as part of the WatchGauge family of brands is that no matter what you're into, you probably could use a G-Shock. So let's get into the modern day G-Shock collection, the ones that you'll see on WatchGauge. Now, at the moment, if you're watching this video very shortly after our launch of G-Shock, I only received about 1/3 of the pieces I ordered, so keep coming back. I have a lot more inventory coming in. And for the time being, we're really focusing on the 4 key collections in the G-Shock line. Now, the entry level, the ones that almost everybody I know has at least one of, is the Ani-Digi, or the analog and digital G-Shock. What I really love and what I've just learned recently is that many of the analog digital G-Shocks are now operatable by Bluetooth. What that means is instead of having to go to YouTube and search for how do I set my G-Shock using all those crazy buttons and things, now you just connect your watch to your cell phone and you have full capability right there in an app. You can set the time, the world timer, use the chronograph, and a host of other features depending on the model that you get. What I really also dig about the analog digital collection is the array of different color combinations and the fact that you could find almost anything to suit your personal taste. Something else that was pretty new to me entering into this G-Shock business is the new collection of ladies G-Shocks. Now, I had always known that the quote-unquote ladies G-Shocks were the baby G, which were basically just smaller versions of G-Shocks. But I always felt an air of childishness with that collection, right? It seemed like something that maybe a teenager or a kid would wear. And I think that G-Shock really caught on to that fact and have stepped up their game, and now they're doing a collection, which is the second collection I'm going to mention, called the G-Miss or the G-MS, with a much higher refined look and feel to the watch. It's something that now I could see more women wearing as opposed to just young girls. Moving on, the collection that I really happen to like that is fairly new to the G-Shock line is the G-Steel. What they've done is taken, instead of using that resin case and the entire watch being like a plasticky feel, they're actually using higher end materials such as stainless steel, carbon fiber, and this is real carbon fiber on this bezel, and really stepping into a new world of finer materials incorporated into the G-Shock collection. And finally, the fourth collection that I want to mention is going to be the Master of G collection. Now, this one is for you guys who are really hardcore. Their philosophy is making this watch for air, land, and sea, with a host of other features above and beyond what the analog digital collection has. The Master of G collection is bigger, more robust, with a ton more features and more of a military or police kind of feel and look. Now, one collection I know that I'm going to get tons of messages about if I don't mention it is the digital collection. I will be focusing on those as well, particularly the stainless steel ones that are super hot right now and very hard to get. I did order an abundance of those, however, they're on back order. I will be getting them in, so that will be the fifth collection within the entire G-Shock line that will end up on WatchGauge. So as I'd mentioned, I got about a third of the inventory that I'm expecting of the G-Shock line. I didn't want to wait any longer to post them up or to post this video, so I figured I'd get them up there, and as those watches come in, I will be adding them to WatchGauge.com. So be sure to check back often. Make sure you take a look at all of our social media, including Instagram and Facebook. I do post a lot of photos. Typically what I do post, I do have in stock, at least at the time that I post them. So for now, I'm gonna get this video edited for you so I can get it up on YouTube and get this news out there. One quick note, and this is why I love being able to announce things in these videos. One quick note is for you guys who actually follow along all the time, watch all the videos. I happen to have gotten 2 watches in that people are asking for. Where are they? Bingo. I have one NTH Nakin Modern Blue no date that has become available. I was holding it for somebody. I was holding this for somebody as well. This is a Barracuda no date. These 2 watches are right now in WatchGauge's inventory. I guarantee you they will be gone before the end of this day. So if you're checking out the video and you have an interest in the NTH Barracuda no date or the Nakin Modern Blue no date, jump on WatchGauge. They won't last long. So, thank you guys so much for always tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel if you do not already. Make sure you share it with all your friends, people you know who are into watches and love watches. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Comment below any questions, comments, and as always, you can always reach out to me at john@watchgauge.com. Thank you guys so much. Let me get this video up and edited, and take care, guys. I really appreciate you following along and buying watches and everything else. Cheers.